We will continue reading the book Spiritual Anatomy by Daaji. Last time we understood about the Samskaras, right? With the examples of the elephant, our food, likings, the car. With these examples, we understood the Samskaras and the blocks the chakra and the consciousness. Okay. Now, we will understand today like what triggers the formation of chakras and what is the formation of samskaras, and what is the relation between samskaras and the chakras. So, the points A, B, C, and D, you must have understood in the previous chapters. That is the location of the 16th chakra as per Daaji. So, this is point B. A, B, C, D. Okay. These are the four points where root cause for the triggering of formation of samskaras. So when these points are disturbed, they affect the other chakras, triggering samskara formation that destabilizes us. Now this point C, it is the strategic point in the spiritual anatomy. Our likings, dislikings, all these things affects here, point C. Okay, now Daaji gives an example like you are in an airport or any crowded place. So you observe your thoughts, the stream of thoughts, likings, the people, how they appear, how they, store their luggage, their way of talk, the thoughts. If you observe the thoughts in a crowded places, then this is what you will notice. There is a stream of likes and dislikes, your judgment about those people based on your personal preferences. So when the emotional reaction is very strong, then it creates the samskara. Okay, when the emotional reaction is not that strong, it is mild, then it might not form samskaras. The vibration is not strong enough to, affect these points, C points. So now what do we do in these cases? Like the preferences, like I prefer Gujarati food. Some will like Italian, some will like South Indian dish. So how we can protect this point C? So Daji says the constant remembrance is the practice of staying connected to the positive inner conditions which we are creating through the meditation and allowing them to grow. The constant remembrance that no judgment, likings and dislikings, whatever is there. We need to constantly remember while we are talking, eating, reading, and anything, whatever the conditions we have created through meditation, that inner positive condition needs to be remembered constantly in each and every actions we do. Now, the paradoxes of likes and dislikes. Okay. So, desire. So, what do we do? Desire, should we curb the desire, or should we satisfy the desire? Or desire, is it not right or is it bad? These are the questions posed to Daji. So Daji says, see, desire, it is an expression of soul's yearning for transcendence. So our spiritual anatomy project, this is also a desire, but it is the soul's desire for self improvement and for transcendences. But what happens is, like if you consider a compass, okay, you have north and south pole. Okay. But when you put lot of iron fillings in between them, then the actual north is skewed. Okay. It will not show the actual north because there is an iron fillings, and each iron fillings, they will be considered as a magnetic pole, and instead of the true path of true north, we will be diverted to different directions. So this is what is happening with us. So actually our North Pole is transcendence. But with the iron fillings are the samskaras, different samskaras which are formed through past lives and the current. These samskaras are considered with the analogy of iron fillings. So instead of going to the actual north, our since iron fillings, the samskaras, they form the false north pole, and then we are aimed, our aims and objectives are related to this north pole, the false north pole. So lower levels of aims and objectives, that to get a car, to get a house, to get a good position, CEO of a company. So our actual aim or the actual north pole is the transcendence, the soul's yearning. But because of the formation of the samskaras, we are subdivided into false north pole of such low aims and objectives. That is the materialistic thing. Now, how do we overcome the desire, which are the lower levels of the desires? So, if we suppress, that also creates, we know, no, from likes, dislikes, and resistance, that also creates impact on the chakras, that blocks the consciousness. So, what do we do? Should we satisfy? Okay, but once you satisfy, you propagate that desire again. You want more, more, more. So again, it forms the addiction, right? It strengthens the attachment. So this desire is the energy created by lack. And we know energy cannot be created or destroyed, but you can transform it. So the energy of desire can be transformed by attaching it to something higher, such as higher values and goals. So the higher values and goals is what transcendence, right? So this is what we have to do instead of curbing, or instead of satisfying and becoming addicted. We need to attach, transform it into a higher values by allowing the mind to rest on higher principles and goals, and creating the protective barriers of discrimination and renunciation. We make better choices. So, how it moves is from wish, it moves to desires, and from desires, it moves to expectations, which leads one to demand that their expectation must be fulfilled. It is my birthright. So, these are the sequence of the emotions of desire, and the sequence of desires in our day to day life. It starts from want, a wish, and then it moves to desire, and then it moves to expectations. So I have read somewhere with a good example. It was saying the first wish is, okay, you want pizza, right? But then your parents might say, no, don't eat it as a junk food. So you're okay with that. Okay, you can get it once in a month, like that. And child is okay with that. So this is just a want. When it goes to the next level, the child will say, please, 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 I want pizza, I want pizza. There is a strong emotion. Please, 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 I want to have it, I want to have it. So it moves to desires. And then it comes that do or die situation. you know I want it right now only. I will not. There is all tantrums, crying, and then blackmailing. Either you die or kill. When that situation comes, it has moved to a higher expectations and the demand that it is my birthright. This is the sequence of desire in our day-to-day life. So we understood point C is the strategic point. Now, points A and B. Now, point A, this is here. Point A represents the emotions of the possession, and point B is the sensory experience. Now, for example, you want to go to a vacation, you know, you want a big car. These are all kind of possession. So it affects points A. And point B is the sensory experience, the pleasures, the sensual urges, the vibration, sensual urges, um, for example, an espresso or a hot yoga and a cold shower. These are the experiences or the sensual urges. These are the experiences which um, trigger the point B, affect the point B. Point A is related to possession, your car, your luxury car, a house, a mansion, or high position. These are all, this affects point A, and the experience affects the point B. So whether the desires are related to possessions, that is point A, or experiences, that is point B, we are aware of our indulgence. So the inner voice keeps tugging us to, calm down, not go budge into those emotions. But human emotions are complex, and it's difficult to break free from habits and tendencies. And most of the time, what happens? Guilt develops when we ignore the inner voice and indulge into either possession or experience. It is not that sex is bad or buying a TV or a car is excessive, but when your attitude is indulgent and selfish, it creates samskaras of guilt. Maybe the intention that my neighbor or my relative have bought this brand car, now I want it, or your other neighbor had a beautiful relationship with beautiful girl, so I should develop. So the intention, the attitude matters. Buying a car is not a problem, but the attitude in is indulgent and selfish. It creates then samskaras of guilt. The guilt comes at point D. All the samskaras of guilt that are stored at point D. So point C is the strategic point of likes and dislikes, spiritual strategic point. A is for possession, and B for experience, and D for guilt. When you ignore your inner voice and the intentions for affecting the point A and point B are selfish and bad, that's when guilt samskara is created and it is stored at point D. So our heart says no, but then we go ahead because of our ego, because ego always pulls you down. Brush off those thoughts, the inner voice thoughts, and the guilt then lingers. To avoid, then what to do to avoid guilt? Do your best with all sincerity. Regret is a powerful tool to dissolve guilt. So by understanding the role of points A, B, C, and D in our emotional makeup, we work toward a lifestyle that helps prevent the formation of samskaras. So now that we know with every in our day-to-day life, if any emotion comes, we will understand whether it will affect the point A or point B or point C or point D. And we know what to do, the constant remembrance, right? And listening to our inner voice instead of listening to your ego, the intention, the attitude that matters, right? So understanding the points A, B, C, and D in our emotional makeup, We can work towards our lifestyle that helps prevent the formation of samskaras. It's not about giving up desires or avoiding worldly possessions and experience, but rather transforming the energy of desire by attaching it to something higher. So, as we work on points A, B, C, and D, we can move toward our evolutionary goals and experience the joys of living in the present moment. I'll read out Daaji, one of the seeker asked Daaji. Daaji, I struggle with developing constant remembrance. Do you have any suggestions for me? I had the same question during my early years of practice, Daji is saying. Once I asked Bapuji, that is Daji's guru, how do I progress quickly? He replied, constant remembrance. Bapuji replied in short sentences and long pauses. Usually, I wouldn't bother him with follow up questions, but that day I wanted to hear from more from him. So I asked, any tips to practice constant remembrance, Bapuji? He said, each time you change your action, connect with the heart. Let's say you are reading and you stand up to get a drink of water. With love and tenderness, connect with the heart. You step out to get the mail, connect with the heart. You start cooking, connect with the heart. You are at work and the phone rings, you get the idea. Make a habit of connecting with the heart, and the immunity shield of constant remembrance will protect you. Constant remembrance helps you interiorize in the heart, link one meditation to another, and nurture the conditions you are experiencing. Now, cleaning the samskaras. How do we clean the samskaras? So, like the candle, if you can see lit, and there are a lot of cardboards. We can represent these cardboards as samskaras, layer of cardboards as samskaras, and the candle light as the soul. Okay. So the soul's light is not reaching because it is blocking. The samskaras are blocking, isn't it? So the light will not pass through because of these samskaras. So when we clean one by one all the samskaras, the soul's light can reach. Okay, so what are the ways to clean? So naturally, there is cause and effect. The nature has given the cause and effect. What we say is karma. So what you do comes around. We are faced with challenges in our life. So it is something lessons to be learned. Suppose now in a certain situation you were very angry and you had shouting and also physical abuse, and after some time in your lifetime, the same situation comes. But at this time, you are working upon your A, B, C, D, and all the samskaras. You understood all this, how I should, tackle with my emotional makeup in our day-to-day life, and you understand which points are getting affected and chakras are getting blocked. So at this time, instead of getting angry, you pause and you don't react, you respond, right? There's no shouting, screaming, or physical abuse. You understand that situation is not under my control, and that's why this is anger triggered. But buying time and finding a solution will resolve this. So you have removed this cleansing of samskaras has happened. Forgiveness from the anger, you have changed into forgiveness or trust. So by nature's cause and effect and karma, the cleansing happens. Provided you are aware of all these things, then only cleansing will happen. If you repeat the same anger, screaming, and physical abuse, you will build on those samskaras layer after layer. And another is meditation. And then there are interventions like therapy, past life regression, eye movement desensitization, reprocessing, self hypnosis. These are the other methods to cleanse the samskaras. I hope this ends here, the chapter about samskaras. Next, we will go to part 6, meditate and transcend. If anyone wants to share any experience or input, please unmute yourself. Thank you, Rashmi ji, for the chat message.
Namaste, madam.
Yes, Vanashri ji. Namaste. Go ahead.
Thanks for beautiful meditation and powerful wisdom. And the thing is, actually, I heard that if it comes to, heartful meditation given by Daaji sir, whenever we activate heart chakra, it would open all below chakras, whatever it is, Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraka. And it also helps us to, once they are open, automatically other three higher chakras would be open. That's what I heard through some other person. I was just wondering, is it true, or is it something based on the principles given by Daji sir?
Yeah, even in the book it is written here, the same thing what you have told, that if you work on heart chakra, so automatically all other chakras come into alignment. But I don't know, because here in Anapana Sati and meditation and whatever Patriji and other masters have mentioned, that you have to work through lower chakras, otherwise directly going to the higher chakra will create more disturbances. But I don't know exactly. I have only this point where I don't align with Daji's, or I don't know, we cannot have likings or dislikings as the book
Yeah.
says. I think through our experience we will know, like where we stand.
Yeah, well, because actually, in spiritual tablets, it's entirely different, no? But the
Yes.
thing is, actually, the essence is going to be same if you take any kind of philosophy. But since, I was making baby steps, maybe I would be having some doubts regarding that. And at the same time, uh, it is pretty hard, we have hard time opening lower chakras, no? So that's the main thing. The grounding is important. At the same time, we need to work on first three chakras. Whenever we meditate, wherever the energy is required, it will flow there. That's what I heard. Uh, but Muladhara chakra is pretty important. Unless we cross that, we can get to the other stages of wisdom. No, so it. So we have got to connect with the earth energies first, then we need to move forward. No, that's why I want to educate myself. That's why I'm requesting you, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, thanks.
To my personal opinion, I feel, let us meditate. We'll not expect which chakra is opening, whether I am at first or second or third. Let us meditate, and whatever the principles and teachings of everyone is there, apply and experiment yourself, and you will have a feel good factor from internal. Okay, when I am practicing this, what is happening? So when you feel that internal satisfaction and the joy and bliss you will get, so you know, okay, something is happening. So the experiment what I'm doing is, good. So I feel you learn from everything and experiment on yourself, and you get into that experience. That becomes your truth. That's my
Right.
personal opinion. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's not expect. Do our sadhana, and automatically what has to be open, it will open.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I'm not concentrating on that. That's why I'm saying.
yes, yes, yes,
But
yes.
the thing is, in order to have self-control, the control over Muladhara chakra is important. So I want to do, practical things first.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I, I would like to steer it towards, practical, spiritual rather than spiritual endeavors. I want to make a balance between physical life and spiritual life. And the other thing is where I am actually I work as I'm doing service here in abroad counseling. But when I am working with my the PGs also, sometimes I feel guilty unless unless I will do right job. How come I counsel them? First, that's why whenever something I need to teach, then I start practicing. Then slowly I came to know that counseling is for me, not for the PG. That's the reason why GK sir has given me this job.
Mm.
So, it helps me to correct my own mistakes and where it was going wrong and how to do self check all the time. Practice makes it perfect. No, so that's why if I get guidance right from the people like you, so that I will get something. So that based on that I can practice. I mean, and it helps me to get to the next level so that I can do a better job with my PGs also. Not that's why.
Yeah, yeah. Good,
Thank you
good,
very
good
much.
luck.
Thank
Good
you a lot.
luck.
Thank you.
Yes, Mrudalaji, yes, go ahead.
I think each chakra is important. Each chakra signifies something, right? The root chakra is to overcome fear, and the sacral chakra is, deals with sexuality and creativity, and the solar plexus is with, lack of self worth, and the heart chakra is with, love and forgiveness, and throat chakra is ability to express yourself. Third eye chakra is, intuition, and the crown chakra is, spirituality and, detachment from ego. We need all of them, uh, all of them to be balanced, and, to balance our mind, body, and spirit. We cannot say they all go through, right? They're in these spots in our body. They're like a wheel, so we need them all. We can't say that one is more important than the other because they're all deal with our emotions. And each emotion we get stuck. Some people get stuck in, you know, not being able to express. Some people get stuck in ego. Some people get stuck in, fear. So those are the things we need to work on. Um, anyway, I had to share that. That I don't think any one is more important than the other. They're all kind of important for us. We have to work on, and meditation helps working on all of them. You know, there is, we think there's so much in the unseen. We cannot see so many things. It's all in energy and spiritual aspect, and so much going on around us that we don't even, when we meditate, when we have lack of peace with someone, when we meditate that we're in peace, peace happens. Or when we think about someone, not having heard from them, suddenly they call us. So there's so much going on in the energy world, unseen world, that our senses in this human body can't figure, we can't comprehend. They say that energy greets the person even before we open our mouth and say a word, right? When we walk into the room, we're greeted by the energy. And we can tell somebody doesn't like us, somebody likes us, somebody's mad at us. Without a single word, we know this. So, anyway, your talks are so interesting. I always want to share my thoughts.
Yes, thank you. Thank you,
Right.
Mridulaji, for adding this. Yes, absolutely right. All the chakras are important. Yeah. No preference over anyone. Yeah. Slowly we will do our sadhana and things will, you know, come to in place. And as you said, yeah, energy speaks first before the actual, and there are not many things going on at the energy level. Mm. Thank you. Thank you for uh, all your inputs, Vanashriji and Mridulaji. Anyone else wants to say anything or ask anything, please unmute yourselves. Thank you, Swarnaji, for the
Yeah, thank you, Rashmi ji. Beautiful session as always. Yeah, you remind a lot of wisdom today. Like keep reminding ourselves who we are, and keep reminding about our vasanas, and remind about the sensory perceptions, and how habit, how thought becomes an habit. So thank you so much. And regarding chakras, yeah, just anapanasati meditation is good, and by focusing on heart, we can go deeper into our meditation. But if there are any underneath conditions or any problems, then we need to focus on that particular chakra, right? For example, a fear, or instability, or if we are so much greedy on you know food or money, or um, things like that. The basic chakra, the root chakra, needs to be balanced. We are keep on getting these kind of thoughts, that means the lacking thoughts. uh, then we need to mm, work on root chakra. And if it is a relationship or emotions or some guilt or trust, then second chakra. And similarly a third chakra, regarding our power, overpower or underpower, inferiority, superiority, all those things, we need to focus on the third chakra. So yeah, that's my experience and my take on those chakras. But yeah, heart chakra will, always remind love, compassion, and who we are. We are that love beings. So by reminding that and focusing on the heart chakra, by pulsating heart chakra, our meditation goes into deeper. Yeah, thank you.
thank you, Swarnaji, for your input. Yeah, beautifully said. Yeah. I think journaling also will help us, like over a period of like 1 month, observe journaling, like where your thoughts during meditation. Also, we get thoughts, our day-to-day lives, our emotions. If we write it down, we will know where we are stuck. And once we know, and then observe, work upon it, and later at 3 months or 4 months, you look at those journaling afterwards, you will see that you have transformed. Journaling will also help to understand where we stand at either the first chapter or second, or what kind of emotions are coming, whether possession, whether experience, whether guilt. How Daaji has said A, B, C, D. So all these points and all the chakras qualities, if we look into and the journaling matches with that, then we understand where we stand. And yeah, love and compassion, everything with love and compassion, if we do, I think it will be a higher vibration energy. We know the frequency, right? The joy, happiness, compassion, love, that has more higher frequency energy vibrations as compared to guilt, shame, selfishness, and all this fear. These are all lower vibrations. So when you pulsate with higher frequency of love and compassion, automatically other things will be taken care of. Thank you, Swarnaji, for this input. Thank you, Pratapji, for the message. Thank you all for joining and adding your energies and inputs. Thank you so much for the interactive session. Just meet in the evening for another session with Masters. Thank you. Have a miraculous day.